Yo, Adam Saxon with KindaCube, and in this video, we're going to answer a question we got on one of our live streams, which was, what's the best way to extract zip files inside of Microsoft Fabric? And of course, Patrick immediately starts going to code with notebooks and Python and all this stuff. Alex Powers went a little nuts in the chat saying like, why do you pro devs always got to jump that way? And so I was like, maybe we could do this a different way. Let me try a no-code approach to extracting zip files inside of Microsoft Fabric. All right, enough of all this talking. You know we like to do it here in KindaCube. Let's do what? Let's head over to my machine. Okay, so we've got a workspace here. I've already created a lakehouse, and if we go look at the file section, I've set it up for a fact and dimension. There's nothing in here. I just have the folder structure in place. I've got two files here. I've got a single zip file for the fact table, which has a single CSV inside of it. And then I've got another zip file for my dimensions, which has multiple CSV files. So what are we gonna do? I'm just gonna go up to new. I'm in the Power BI persona, but doesn't matter. I'm gonna go to options and go to data pipeline. Let's call it data pipeline. I'll just call it 3 because I've done this a few times. There's a couple different ways to do this inside of the pipeline. I'm going to walk through a way that you're probably going to start with and then show you why that's going to cause you some problems. So I'm going to say copy data. It's going to bring up the amazing wizard because wizards are amazing. And I'm going to choose HTTP. The zip files are sitting in an Azure Data Lake storage account. So I'm going to hit this. I've already set up those connections. So let's start with the dimensions. Do next. So it's going to use get. Yes, it's going to be a binary copy on this. So I'm going to choose deflate. Compression level optimal. Good. Next, we're going to stick it inside of the lakehouse. Again, you can put it in other spots, but I'm just going to go with my lakehouse that I've got, and we're going to put it in the file section. Folder path, it's going to go into dimensions, and then we'll give it a name. I'm going to leave copy behavior alone at this point. Let's hit next. We're going to do a binary format copy, and then I'm going to undo this and hit OK. And then we've got our copy that's here. We'll give it a name. That's friendly. Cool. Now, this is going to cause a problem because using the wizard, there's some settings that it kind of missed, which will cause the actual zip copy to not copy correctly. And then the next step we do after this will fail saying it's not a zip file. So we got to fix this up a little bit. Two things it missed. On the source, one thing I noticed here, we chose binary. And if we go to settings, you'll see that it has deflate and it's an uppercase D on the deflate. That's actually not the right setting. So if you click the drop down again, you'll see this deflate option. That's the one you want. I don't know why the wizard doesn't do that. I'm going to give some feedback. So hopefully that gets fixed. We'll hit OK. That's the first part. On the destination, this part also settings, it didn't allow me to choose compression type. It just said do a binary copy. Again, I don't know why. Compression type, I'm going to choose deflate again because it's just moving the zip file from ADLS Gen 2 over to the file section inside of OneLake. That's all I'm doing here. Cool. This part's good. Can save that. And then we can run it to make sure it works. So let's just run. All this is doing is copying a zip file from ADLS Gen 2, like I said, into OneLake. That's it. I'm not extracting it yet. All right, that finished, and we can verify this by going to OneLake File Explorer. I'm going to say sync. Then we'll see that our dimensions.zip is there and it's got some file size. That's great, right? So that worked. So now we're going to do another step here. And this time I'm just going to say add to canvas. I'm not going through the wizard because that caused some problems. This one will actually extract the zip file for us at this point. So we'll go to source. This time we're going to grab the zip file from the lakehouse. This one's going to be binary. On the source piece of this, we want to choose zip deflate this time, not deflate, zip deflate. Compression, I'm just going to choose optimal. All right, advanced. One thing I'm going to come down here is uncheck the preserve zip file name as a folder. You can do whatever you want there. It's up to you. All right, and then this destination, we're going to put this in the lakehouse. Do files. I'm going to put it in the subfolder called AdventureWorks. That's good. Binaries here. Settings, leave this blank. If you don't leave that blank, this will fail. All right. And then under advanced, I'm going to say preserve hierarchy. If you flatten hierarchy, the CSV files will show up, but they'll have like a GUID associated with it. Whereas if you choose preserve hierarchy, it'll actually keep the file names for the CSV files that are inside the zip. And then that should be good to go. Let's save it and then let's run it. Bam, succeeded. Let's go back to our OneLake Explorer and check it. We'll do sync from OneLake. There's our CSV files. They're all there. They were extracted from the zip file. This works for a single file extracted. It works for multiple files in the zip file. But Adam, you may be asking, what do we do with it now? It's in CSVs, it's in the file section in OneLake, but I need this in my lakehouse. Like, how do we do that? You've got a couple options. At that point, you could go to a notebook, but in this case, why don't we just use Dataflows? So then what we can do is come back and let's just say new Dataflow Gen 2. And then I'm going to get data. So the difference, you might be compelled to do text CSV. Don't do that. Choose Lakehouse. If you choose text CSV option, what that's going to do is think that it's like out on OneDrive or some other location. So if you choose Lakehouse, that'll let you get it from the file section. So let's go down to the zip. We'll choose our Lakehouse, files, dimensions. It's interesting here that you don't see AdventureWorks as a folder. It's choosing it as a table. It's a little odd, but go ahead and create. And then I'll just choose product, click on table there, and then we could rename this to product. In this case, I'm going to uncheck enable staging, and then you can do whatever fix-ups and transformations you want and then publish this out. But like a good cooking show, I've already done that in this process dimensions data flow. And you can see here, I've got my dimensions that are set. Everything's good. I set my destination to the lakehouse, publish that, and then you can run this dimension. Now, what's cool here is we've got the data flow, so we can use our pipeline to copy the zip file over, can then extract the zip file, then it can run the data flow to actually get it into the lakehouse as a table. So let's see what this looks like as a finished product. So I'm going to go to my zip processing pipeline. This one, I've already done everything front to back. So we're copying the dimensions, we're copying the fact, we're extracting both of those zip files, and then we've got an associated data flow that actually processes those. So let's go ahead and just run this whole thing. And we can see that everything succeeded. So let's go back to our workspace. Let's go into the lakehouse, and we will now see that we've got all of our tables there, our dimensions and our facts. And if we go to internet sales, look at that. We got data. It worked. No code. And yes, there are things you can do from a code perspective to do custom type things, even from a data flows perspective, or from pipelines, you can kick off other things. This is just a way that you can see that I can do no code and get data transformation into the lakehouse, and we're good to go. So I'm assuming Patrick's going to try and do something to show you how you can do this from a code perspective, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or thoughts, whatever. I'd love to hear it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome, and we'll see you in the next video.